What if I told you that the greatest tool in your leadership arsenal isn't your strategic mind, your charismatic presence, or even your track record of success? It's actually something far more profound and much more overlooked. Hi, my name is Clay Cutts. I'm a therapist turned leadership coach and the founder of Square Peg Coaching. Welcome. Throughout my career, I've been blessed with the opportunity to work with some really good leaders and some really bad ones, and some mediocre ones too, to be fair. This goes back a long way, but I'm going to share a story of a leader who tried really hard but didn't quite get it. I was working at a software company. This is, 25 or more than that years ago. And we had this manager who we all liked. She was sharp. She was really by the book. She did things, you know, on paper, she did things perfectly, but something was missing. And so there was this one week where she was out on a Friday. Nobody thought much about it. Maybe she's just taking a long weekend doing something fun. So Monday she comes back and she says, "All right, everybody into the conference room." And she pulls the whole team in there, and she gets the whiteboard, gets her little markers, and starts drawing a thing, and this shape and this. And one of the guys next to me turned to me and he said, "Oh, she went to a conference on Friday." She had gone and learned something. And listen, hats off to her for going and investing the company's money and her time and learning something new and coming back and executing it. But it just didn't land. She did the things, but the leadership wasn't quite there. And here's what I've come to understand. I didn't get it at the time, but now I look back and I see what was missing for her. It was something inside her. It wasn't what she was doing. It was something going on inside her personally. And I've come to understand that as sort of define that as broadly as emotional intelligence. Now, I don't know if she ever got it. I stopped working for her soon after that, moved to a different department. But what I've seen is that leaders who not only focus on the technique, because that's important too, but they also focus on developing their emotional intelligence. They create a more nurturing environment and more engagement and a stronger shared vision with their team, which moves everyone forward. Emotional intelligence isn't just a trendy buzzword. It's really the core of effective leadership. It's all about understanding your emotions, managing your emotions appropriately and well. It's about recognizing and responding appropriately to the emotions in others. It's the bridge that connects you to your team, to your clients, and to your purpose. Empathy in leadership is not a sign of weakness. In fact, it's the hallmark of a strong and powerful leader. It shows you're strong enough to step into another person's shoes, to understand their perspective, and to lead from a place of shared understanding rather than solitary decision making. And I'm telling you what to do. You see, leaders who embody emotional intelligence foster positive cultures. A positive culture cannot exist without leaders who are emotionally intelligent. These folks create workplaces where people feel valued, they feel heard, they feel motivated, and they give their best because they know their leaders truly understand them and have their best interests at heart. So here's the question: given what we know about emotional intelligence, and the research is pretty compelling on this, given all that, why don't more leaders embrace emotional intelligence as a leadership tool? The answer is it's hard. Embracing emotional intelligence and growing in these areas requires a lot. It requires discipline, it requires effort, it requires a commitment to personal growth. And most people aren't willing to do that. Most leaders are not willing to put in the energy and the effort. Most leaders, when I say quote leaders, people in positions of authority, within organizations are content to use the power of their position and that authority to do the best they can, right? But the rewards for growing in leaders' emotional intelligence are huge, really, really powerful. It's something like better team cohesion, improved productivity, and a deeply fulfilling sense of personal and professional achievement. You see, when one person achieves something, it's awesome. But when a team comes together and they pull together and they have a shared values and shared mission, and they're all rowing in the same direction and they accomplish a really hard goal, man, there's just nothing like that in the world. And that kind of cohesion comes from powerful leadership, and powerful leadership comes from emotional intelligence. Remember, as a leader, your greatest asset is not what you know. It's not knowledge, it's not information. Instead, it's how well you understand and connect with those you lead. In my experience, everything valuable and worthwhile happens within the context of some sort of relationship. Leadership is no different. You have the power to become what I call a limitless leader, meaning one who empowers others and creates a ripple effect, a positive ripple effect in the family, in the workplace, and in the world. The journey starts with you, and your journey starts with your emotional intelligence. Are you ready to embrace it? I think you are.